I'm going to pull up my chair. I'm going to sit back. And you guys already know, let's go ahead and get into the first topic. So the first topic is about Zelensky, the Ukrainian president. I'm not sure, are they called presidents in Ukraine? I'll have to see, but the Ukrainian president slams beast who purportedly beheaded Ukrainian soldiers after a video emerges. And I'm going to have to agree with him on this. I would call them beasts pretty much at that point. I understand in war, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, it's war. It's, delete someone or be deleted. But when it comes to things like beheadings, it's like, is that really necessary? That's more of like a savage. When I think of that, I think of more of a savage style of like Mexican cartel type of policing, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. Not like an actual, just your standard war tactics normally don't include that type of thing. You either normally taking in prisoners or you're just directly, unfortunately, shooting someone. So let's see what he has to say about this, guys. Let's see what he has to say about this. Now it says, Ukrainian President Vladimir. Wow, I'm gonna try it because you guys know I like to try the words. Gotta stress the tongue. Vladimir Zelensky on Wednesday condemned as beasts who purportedly beheaded Ukrainian soldiers shown in two videos that emerged on social media in the past week. Terrible. The video appears to be of separate events. One of them may have been filmed very recently, while the other, from the amount of foliage seen on the ground, looks like it was filmed during the summer. So, this war is probably a lot more savage than we really play it out to be. Especially if you're in America like me, you probably think about it as just like, oh, okay, there's just some kind of fighting going on. But these are really people's lives, guys, and we got to consider that these are real, true people. You got to think about it as if, oh, what if I had to go to war? How would my family be affected? How would my son, how would my daughter be affected by that? And just yourself, like, imagine how scary it must be to be in that type of situation. The PTSD that you must feel, the stress that you must feel on the battlefield every day, knowing that something like this could possibly happen to you, So I think that's something that a lot of people take for granted, and this war is kind of bringing that back. It says the first video, which was posted to a pro-Russian social media channel, that's disgusting. Even if you are pro-Russian, that's fine. Especially if you're Russian, that makes sense. But is this really what we want to promote? It doesn't matter what your culture is or who you are around the world. Is this what we want to do? On April 8th was purportedly filmed by Russian missionaries from the Wagner Group and appears to show the beheaded corpses of two Ukrainian soldiers lying on the ground next to a destroyed military vehicle. In the video, a voice can be heard behind the camera that sound seemingly distorted to prevent the speaker's identification. The armored vehicle got, by a mine. The voice in Russia pretty much says in Russian. Now it says, apparently referring to the bodies on the ground, the voice laughing continues. They're laughing about this, guys. And, that says a lot. I understand that you can be very deconditioned when you're in war. You see a lot of deletions. You see a lot of crazy things like that. But when it gets to the point where, you delete somebody and there's a smile on your face, you're laughing about it, that's different. That's a different type of evil. Now it says they deleted them. Somebody came up to them. They came up to them and, did that. Now, Russian social media accounts say the video was shot near Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine, which has been the scene of the war's fiercest fighting for many months, with Wagner's fighters heavily involved. CNN is unable to independently confirm the video's location. And this is footage. Okay. I want to make sure, we don't want to show anything crazy on YouTube. But this is apparently what that entire region looks like and everything like that. It's an ad. Hold on. Let me get my dance moves. Can I dance before the ad ends? I got 3 seconds. I'm just playing. I'm playing with y'all. But yeah, you guys see how it's looking. It's not looking good at all. Wow. This looks like a Call of Duty map. It's real life out here, people. It's real life out here. It's real dangerous out here. And you really got to pray for all these families that are affected. Look, like she looks so sad. And you know, these people's lives have been completely changed. They went from living their life every day just like you and I would to the places where they live just being completely obliterated through, you know, the consequences of war. It's very sad to see. And you see how these older Ukrainian women are handling it not very well, and we really can't blame them. Now it says the second video, which was posted to Twitter and is heavily blurred, looks to have been filmed. Sorry about that. Get right for you guys. Looks to have been filmed during the summer because an amount of plant life on the ground. Oh, so that's how they were able to tell. That's pretty interesting. It purports to show a Russian fighter using a knife to cut off, you know, Ukrainian soldier. A voice at the beginning of the video suggests the victim might have still been alive when the attack began. Zelensky vowed behind those purported atrocities would be held accountable. There is something that no one in the world can ignore: how easily these beasts delete. He's firing up the people. He's possibly even making this a case of, hey, look, like, they're not playing by the rules of war. Look at how they're acting. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want to help out, like, help out. Look at how they're acting. You don't want that to backfire and come on to you should they win against us, you know, that type of thing. And just in general, I feel like he personally feels for his people. He's had to see his people go through this ridiculous war, and he's probably angry. He's probably like, hey, it's time to get our get back, you know? And he said, we're not going to forget anything. Neither are we going to forgive the deletions. There will be legal responsibility for everything. The defeat of terror is necessary. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said Wednesday that the video was terrible, but first of all, we need to identify the authenticity of the footage. So, guys, there's still the chance that this footage isn't real. It probably is real. Let's keep it a stack. It's probably real. But, you know, we don't want to just go off of, you know, the news necessarily until things are confirmed. It says in his regular call with the journalist, Peskov said, of course, these are terrible shots. Then it may be a reason to check whether it's true or not, whether this took place, and if so, where and from which side. On Monday, the Institute for the Study of War said Wagner was reportedly continuing to commit war crimes by, you know, deleting Ukrainian servicemen in Bakhmut, referencing a photo shared on pro-Russian social media site showing what appeared to be a deleted head, which they claimed belonged to a Ukrainian soldier mounted on a spike. Guys, what is this? Like, are we going back to what, like, the olden days where people used to do that, you know, where people used to fight with swords and do that type of intimidation tactics? Like, are we back in the days of, like, early Greece, like the Spartans versus the Spartans versus the... Well, the Spartans pretty much fought like everybody over there. The Spartans versus, you know, so many other Europeans, you know what I'm saying? This is what I get when I hear you're putting a head on a spike. That's not even how modern warfare really works. But you know what they say? There's no love. What is it? There's no love in war, or whatever you would like to call it like that. Also appreciate whoever came in and thrown that like. You're a real one. I definitely appreciate that. But I understand that. But still, there's a code of conduct, if you guys didn't know, that goes with when you do war. Certain weapons like gassing people aren't allowed to be, you know, used and everything like that. And if you do break those rules, then you can have a lot of countries coming at you aggressively, you know. So this, if it's true, is a direct violation of you know, those rules of war that countries have came together and put into place. Now it says the ISW has reported similar incidents in Popasna, the Luhansk region, where Wagner troops were also operating earlier in the war. Some pro-Russian social media accounts have suggested Ukrainian forces were responsible for it to conceal identification. The echoes a similar claim made by Wagner boss Prigozhin in January after his fighters apparently found bodies, you know, around Bakhmut. So they're saying, hey, like, you know, this wasn't us. You guys know this is a mercenary group, so they're not I mean, they're probably Russians, but they might not even be Russians. They're more so, mercenaries, which are hired soldiers, guys. So, it's not a good look if you're a mercenary, you're a hired soldier, and you do something that breaks the contract of war. Because let's say you want employment in the future from another country. They're going to be like, I don't need to get attacked by all these other countries because you guys can't fight with a form of dignity that the world has already created, and everything like that. Now it says Daria. That kind of sounds like diarrhea. I don't like to make fun of people's names. I'm just saying like Daria, Zarinva, advisor to the head of office of the president of Ukraine, said Wednesday that the videos were part of a psychological operation aimed at intimidation. And this was what I was thinking. Normally, when you do things like that, to me, it's more so to scare the enemy, and everything like that. Like put fear in their hearts. It's kind of like where you'll wear face paint and everything like that to come off as less human. So when people go and they enter a fight with you, they're already coming at it from a place of fear, which you guys know, obviously, that's not going to help you in the fight. That's going to hurt you. So that's what I was thinking when I heard that, especially the thing about, the head being on the stick. They said it completely dehumanizes and demonstrates the essence of a terrorist country. But it is important to understand the purpose. There is a psychological operation aimed at intimidation. The target audience is not only Ukraine, but also Western societies. It doesn't work on us, though. The Russians are afraid of this, but not us. So I want to know, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think this is going to kind of unite the Ukrainian people? This is going to be one of those types of things where it's such an egregious act that they're going to look at it and they're going to be like, we need to fight for our country. This is ridiculous. Do you guys think this could be something where other countries start to look in and they start to say, oh, Russia's not playing fair. Russia's not playing by the rules. So maybe we need to step in. Maybe we need to do more. Maybe if not physically, maybe we're sending, aid, sending more food, sending more weapons, over to other states and everything like that. Also, as we know, this might have came out of a mercenary group. Do you guys think that it was actually Russia that did this? Do you guys think that this is the way that the Russian military or Russians mercenaries really act? Do you guys think the video is real in general? I want to see everything you guys think, and I want to hear what you guys think about this situation. It's very sad. Like I said, it's very easy to see something like a war happening on the other side of the world and to kind of just play it off and everything like that. But when you really put yourselves in these people's shoes, you understand that this is something that no one should ever have to go through. It's not funny. It's not a joke or anything like that. And, it's just nasty. It's just nasty. So, guys, like, comment, and subscribe and everything like that. I appreciate you guys, all the love you've been showing for sure. And we're going to go ahead and get into the next topic, y'all. So the next topic is going to have to do with NPR quitting Twitter